Hi, this is Eric Rudvig with IGN Xbox 360, here for a video review of F.E.A.R. F.E.A.R is a first-person shooter with a distinct emphasis on horror, if you couldn't tell by the name, and it makes use of a bullet time called slow-mo. F.E.A.R originally appeared on the PC last year and was developed by Monolith, the same development house behind Condemned, though the port from the PC to 360 was handled by Day One. So as you might guess, the game uses a lot of the same scare tactics and lighting techniques that you saw in Condemned, though it is much faster and action-oriented. The game is broken up into 3 distinct types of encounters: puzzles, combat, and scare sequences, as you try to hunt down Paxton Fettel, a man who is controlling a genetic army through a psychic link. There's also an online multiplayer mode that features some unique game styles that take advantage of the slow-mo mechanic. This wasn't a straight port from the PC to 360. There's a few new additions, including machine pistols, some instant action levels, a bonus mission where you help to escort one of the survivors you saved during the game out of the building, but you play as a regular soldier, so your slow-mo capabilities are taken away. F.E.A.R is a genuinely scary game, which is something that most video games can't actually say, even though they try. It's perfect for playing in a dark room with surround sound, and fits well with coming out on Halloween. The game is best known for its superb AI. The enemies make intelligent decisions and react to their environment well, making a second playthrough of the same combat sequence different from the first, giving this game a lot of replayability and a lot of ways you can just toy around with it. There's some lovely graphics and sound. The sound is especially nice in F.E.A.R, and it really adds to the spooky atmosphere and kind of gets you into the moment. There's also some great animations. So you can slow down time and watch enemies fly through the air after blasting them with a shotgun or a rifle, and it's a lot of fun just watching them get torn to bits and fly everywhere. There's some fun weapons, and switching around through them to see how the enemies will react to them gives you another way to just see how you can play around with this game. It's almost like a sandbox first-person shooter in the fact that no matter which way you shoot a guy or play through something, it's always a little bit different. The instant action mode is a lot of fun. In this thing, you're thrown into some combat situations that take place in various environments from the single-player game. It's fun, it's challenging. You can post your scores on Xbox Live to see how you're doing against everyone else. It's just a great addition to this game. The online play has a good variety of maps and modes, but the best thing we saw was that there's some really good game customization options. You can really tweak which way you want to play or capture the flag, or which way you want to play a deathmatch, down to, changing everything around so you can get exactly how you want to play set up. The game isn't perfect though. The same problems that popped up in the PC version are here on the 360. There are some repetitive environments in the campaign mode. It seems like you'll be walking through construction zones and office buildings through the entire game, and it can get really drab and boring, especially when everything's kind of dark and you can't see what's around you. The game is also relatively short. The campaign can be beaten fairly quickly, probably even in a rental, although we wouldn't suggest this as a rental. There's also a kind of weak storytelling mechanic. You only get bits and details of the backstory in the game by listening to phone messages, so you'll go around and find a blinking red light, listen to it, and you'll just sit around listening to someone talk about, what they've been doing over the past few days. Also, the online multiplayer lobbies aren't done so well. After you play even just an unranked match, you'll get kicked back out to the menu screen. You can't play against the same people again, and it gets kind of frustrating if you want to just sit around with some friends. The game looks and sounds great. It has some stellar gameplay thanks to the superb AI. The environments may get bland after a while, but the game is short enough that you won't really get bored of running down the same hall before the game finishes. If you've played it on PC, there are only a few new additions that might not be enough to warrant another purchase, but if you're new to the world of F.E.A.R, then you're in for quite a treat. F.E.A.R is an outstanding game, which is why we've awarded it a 9.1 and given it our Editor's Choice Award. For the full written review, check out IGN.com.